break down in tears. Do I go down here and start on this, or do I go to where I know? In this format, you're under the spotlight all the time. Oh, yeah. If you're one of the 80,
that's right.
It's camera on you. Things are going down.
That's right.
So every move that you make, you know, it could be ego damaging. You know, I mean, everybody's got the ego that's sitting right here, and if you can get by and not pay attention to the ego, your life is a lot better, but that's hard to do, especially if you've been successful.
Championship Sunday.
It made me linger in that area for a little while. When I made my journey back to the home grounds, everything was covered up. There was 3 or 4 more guys in the area that I knew that I needed to catch them in.
Ray County, Tennessee, the hometown of the gentleman who's sitting across from me now, and Andy, you're sitting across from me because we're in the middle of the Winners Review. It's great to go back and look at that week in Dayton, Tennessee, because it was, for a lot of reasons, it was kind of a magical week, for you especially.
My favorite episode.
How could it not be, right? That's right.
It was a good week.
Yeah. So the hometown Jinx is, it's a legitimate deal. It's a real thing. It's hard for people to win a bass tournament on their home fishery in their hometown for a lot of different reasons, but you managed to beat that.
I did. It's bitten me before. I know the snake whale. A couple of FLW events. You know, I actually finished up there like in 13. You were there.
That's right.
And it was the last term of the year. I had a lead going for the AOI and pulled it out. Had a good tournament and won. The next time we came back to Chickamauga, I think I finished like 85th. So, I know all about the hometown Jinx. That's a hard one to dodge. You know a lot of things about the lake.
Sure.
You know a lot of things about the area. You just got to be really careful how you dissect and put your plan together.
You know, it's interesting, especially in this to you, especially a brand new competition format. This was something you'd never experienced before.
Right.
You had not competed in MLF selects, so this whole thing of catching, you know, and keeping and recording every fish was brand new. So to apply the change of format that you were witnessing with that home lake, it had to have been doubly hard.
It was and it wasn't. I was comfortable with the format when I started.
Were you?
And I don't really know why. I guess I kind of talked myself into being comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Because if I reflected back on the days that I've done really well in competition, I always caught a lot of fish.
Okay.
And it always seemed like I was the guy that culled through a lot of bass to get to my best 5 weight.
Got it.
So I was pretty confident, like, man, I had, 18 pounds on this day, but God, I caught like 16 3-pounders that I culled through. So I'm like, man, that would have been one hell of a weight, if you got to count all of them. That's right. I was pretty comfortable with that going in. And coming to Chickamauga, I was wanting it to be just a little earlier because you can just blister the numbers of 2 and 3 pounders. Really? And I knew it was going to be on the cutting edge of those fish going into spawn and still in the pre-spawn deal where they're kind of wadded up. And I got a little bit of both, so I was really confident I could catch a lot of bass.
There's little pods of their little wolf packs is what's going on. They're just kind of moving back to spawn. There's probably 5 or 6 fish in a pack, and you catch 4 or 5 of them, then it's kind of over. Then you wait a little while. Sometimes you can come back if you got the condition.
I just want to make it to the final day. That had to have been your mindset, right?
That's it, 100%. I just want a shot at it.
Yep.
Just give me a shot at it.
Yep.
And I felt really good because on day 2 I smashed them. And I could call my shot. I knew where I was going to catch the next one. I knew where there was going to be the next little school of fish where you could catch 5 or 6. And it was going really perfect, and I could see things setting up if I could make it to the final day, and there was a big front coming down. So I knew if that happened, with the local knowledge, and I love April, it's my favorite month, that I would have a real chance to win.
So let's talk about that final day. So as the rest of the country would get to learn, the place that you went to is a place that you have been familiar with since you were probably about this tall. You've fished there countless numbers of times with your dad. You've won things there. Your family was kind enough to welcome us in for a viewing party that day. It was a big party in Ray County that day. But you went to a place where you just felt yourself. You woke up in the morning. We had terrible weather. It was a rough weather.
Beautiful.
Beautiful weather. We had beautiful weather that day. And that played to your advantage.
100%.
Yeah.
I won my first bass tournament when I was 15 years old, individual weight tournament.
Yeah.
198 guys in it. I'm 15, freshman in high school. I won the tournament in this same backwater.
Wow. Yeah.
even on some of the same logs and stumps that are still there,
Is
I
that
caught
right?
fish off of
Yeah.
in stage 4. So you can imagine, I mean, I know this stuff like,
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I see it in my sleep. I know
Sure.
every crook, cranny, every little rock that's on the bank. I know every little hard spot where they spawn.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was lining up. I knew,
Yep.
and I helped make this area popular through local tournaments.
Sure.
So it gets a ton of fishing pressure. It's a real shallow backwater. It doesn't take pressure very well.
Okay.
I mean, the fish get spooky really quick because
Yep.
it's so shallow. So that being said, that lined up really, really well for me to call my shots. And it's one of those dream deals that if I get the weather, I keep people out of there. Keep people at home, because it was bad enough. Now,
That's right.
Chickamauga, very popular, a lot of big bass,
Sure.
a lot of fishing pressure.
That's right.
It
That's
has to be super bad to keep people off the lake.
Right.
And it was.
So let's talk about the feelings you went through at the end of the day there. I think one of the quotes you used was, my heart was going 90-0, I think was one of the things you said.
My heart's doing 90 to nothing.
And clearly, and we didn't necessarily get to see this on the live stream at the time because we were having, kind of interference and so forth.
Had
But
a little weather,
I'm pretty darn sure that you got pretty emotional because for
Yeah.
the reasons you just talked about. I mean, you were at a place that you'd been to thousands of times with your dad, a historical
dude.
place for you.
Yeah, I had more history. I've got more history fishing there. I mean, that's probably where I made my first cast, is in this backwater.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you've been in there, and Lord, I fished with pretty much every member of my family in there. I
Yeah.
was raised in there fishing and duck hunting.
Right.
That's where we duck hunted. So I've
Gotcha.
walked to a lot of these places.
Right.
And we've been in there thousands of times.
Yeah,
We've caught
yeah.
thousands of bass, and it was a
Yeah.
pretty special deal. That's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
how often do you get that chance that it works out perfect?
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
I won an AOY there that it worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Then this right here comes along and you win stage 4.
right.
Bass Pro Tour there.
That's right.
It worked out perfect. So
Yeah.
you don't, in your lifetime, how many times does anything work out perfect?
Hardly ever. We went to your home. Missy and Keely were good enough to welcome us, and you had a gaggle of people there watching this whole thing. The cool part about the MLF Now live stream is they can watch you do this, and we got to witness their joy. And I'm here to tell you that was one of the coolest things that we did the entire year was be present with your family when you won on your home lake. It was a great day all the way around.
It was pretty special. I mean, to have your whole family there. And they're on the farm. They're at the house.
Yeah,
We
right.
all live on the farm. My mom and dad.
That's right.
Myself, my sister, we all live on the farm.
Yeah,
So everybody was at my house. I mean, we got it pulled up on the. You
yeah.
probably had that figured out. We're not
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that technical, but we had it pulled up on the big screen watch, and it all go down. I mean, how many times does your mother get to see you win a tournament?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
Mom, dad, unless they go out there in a boat, and she's not going out there in a boat.
No.
I mean,
No.
how many times does
Yeah.
that happen to where your mother gets to see you,
Yeah.
catch them,
Right.
win,
That's right.
see it go down. And she's kind of like me. I'm sure she, Linter would get close and she'd be like, oh my God. Oh, this isn't gonna work.
6 magical days in early April in Ray County, Tennessee. You left the stage with that big 43-pound silver and red trophy and took a 12-minute journey back home to your home. It was a great event. It was great to witness you gathering a win. Congratulations again, dude. I mean, I can't be happier for you.
Well, it's well appreciated, and thank you guys very much. A great year in general, but stage 4 was really special.